What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Stop the Cap. Today we have Modern Woman Gets Angry She Can't Keep a Man by MGTOW Talk. Uh, don't know what I don't know what all this is about. I mean, obviously, it's hard to keep a man if you ain't doing nothing for him. And the first thing I see is tests to play on men. So apparently, old girl is already playing games, and we are privy to that out of the gate. So here we go.
Bar in Miami, and I ran into someone that I had been following on Instagram. So we hung out for most of the night, and then as we were leaving, we both had Ubers going. So his Uber came first, and he was like, "Oh no, I'll wait for you." Me, in my head, I'm like, "Oh no, like you don't have to wait for me, being kind, whatever." And this man gets into his Uber and takes off.
Did you say it was okay for him to take off? Because if you say that, that's what I'm going to do. You got there by yourself. You need me to get you home? This is why clear communication and not playing games is paramount to actually establishing things. If you want me to do this, this is what you say. Hey, I'd like for you to wait for me. Can you wait until my Uber shows up? How hard was that? How hard would that have been? Instead, she goes, "No, go ahead." That's the impression I'm getting anyway. Now, go ahead. What do you think I'm going to do? All right. You're a grown woman.
It is 4 a.m. in Miami, Florida, where no good is to come. Everything is shut down, and I'm standing by myself.
So basically what you're saying is you knew what time it was. You knew how bad it was going to be. You knew it was going to be bad, and you still opted out to play the stupid game. Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
In the middle of the street, immediately now. Bye. This man failed my protection test, so he never
Don't test
hurt
him.
Okay, so I guess you're not an adult and you don't know how to speak for yourself and say what you mean. If you're of age, if you're above the age of 18 and you don't understand how to say what you mean and actually express how you feel, then that's on you. That guy dodged a bullet because this person's a psychopath. We're not in high school anymore. I'm not here to take any more tests. Like, this is ridiculous.
You damn right.
Look at the bill too long or broke. First of all, ew. I shouldn't throw this drink in your bitch ass face.
Maybe I'm looking at the bill to make sure they itemize everything correctly. Maybe I'm looking at the bill to make sure that there's nothing inconsistent with what we ordered. Has nothing to do with the funds in my pocket. Slight flex. You know what? Fuck it. You know how they do on the music videos and whatnot? Granted, I work multiple jobs and I own my own company. I can spare a little bit here and there, you know. But what I do personally is, if we're dating, the first couple of dates I don't mind paying. But if we're going to continue to date, so are you. You want 50-50, we're going to do 50-50. I want to know that you're here for my time and attention and not just for what you think I can provide for you financially, or that you're not just trying to get free meals out of me, because that's pretty effed up. And I'm saying this as a man that's tired of being used. Like, it's not cool, ladies. So just because I look at a bill a little bit longer doesn't mean I'm broke. I want to make sure it's all good.
I really do hope that scraping the bottom of some barrel hidden in some dusty corner is the only way to come across women like this. The one girl says later in her video, "You can't afford her." And the truth is, fellas, you can't. You can't afford.
I'm going to cut him off. I hate that you can't afford me. That means you're property. That means you're a commodity. That means you have a price tag and I can purchase you. And once I purchase you, I'm free to do whatever the fuck I want with you. Understand that phrase. On top of that, why do I need to afford you? Why? You were doing that stuff before we got together, before we even started dating. Why is it all of a sudden my responsibility to pay for all this stuff? Or why is it my responsibility to furnish you with a more lavish lifestyle than you can afford for yourself? Why are you expecting more out of me than you can even give yourself?
Or to make the mistake of entering into a relationship with a girl like that. So how do you start to filter them out? Well, you could say that you use Crest to brush your teeth because Colgate is more expensive and she won't like that. Or you could take her for a more casual, inexpensive vibe check before taking her out to Nobu. I'm sure that'll filter out a certain demographic of women.
That's what I do. Let's go get a drink. Applebee's. Let's go for a coffee date. I don't personally drink coffee, but let's go for a coffee date. Let's go for a walk in the park. If you disagree to any of that, or you're the type that goes, I don't do coffee dates, the point of dating is for me to get to know you. You will not be using me for my funds and my financial resources because you feel as though you're entitled to it just right off the rip. You're not. Point blank period. You're not entitled to anything from a man. With that being said, it doesn't make him cheap. It doesn't make him broke. It's making sure he's protecting himself. Period. He wants to know that you're worth giving this time, this attention, this adoration, this amount of financial usage, for lack of a better term, for him to have, for you to have access to any of his financial resources. Fly. Before anything else, like, he needs to vet you just like you're vetting him. But the fact of the matter is, with modern women nowadays, they're sitting there like, oh, I'm a princess, I'm a queen. Oh my gosh, how dare you think that I don't deserve this? What are you deserving of? Honestly, what are you deserving of? You haven't proved to me that you're deserving of anything. We just met. We're getting to know each other. And that stems back to something I stated with a coworker once. She said that she would never allow a man to take her to a chain restaurant. It's just her standard. To that, I replied, well then, we're bumping uglies before and after I take you out. That's my standard. And her thing was, well, I don't even know if you're worthy of that. And I said, exactly. I don't know if you're worthy of that. The point of this is to get to know each other so we can see if we're worthy of each other. She didn't like that answer. They don't like when you turn their logic against them. But, continuing.
That's true. If you're a man with money and you want to date somebody, you need to make sure that you vet them correctly so you know that they're not just there for your money.
Hell yeah.
And do it. And how you do that is just act really cheap. Don't dress too nice, but dress presentable. And if that's a turnoff, then great. That's a terrible person who's only there for your money. They shouldn't be in your life anyway.
I know what I'm doing with my life. Don't stop telling me what to do. I know what I'm doing.
If you know what you're doing, then why did you quit a job before you had another one? Are you crazy?
Because it's nearly guaranteed.
I can't even tell who you are from that yet.
Nearly.
Adam.
I'm a father. I'm a father of 5 beautiful children. I wish one of my kids would have told me some shit like this. I'd smack some sense into him. You always make sure you got another job. Like, it's one thing if you get let go of a position, that isn't your fault, possibly. But you go and get another job. But if you just be like, yeah, nah, this ain't it, you make sure you have another one lined up. That's common sense. And music is hard to get into. Period. It's hard to get into. It's hard to prosper because you have to stand out some kind of how. You know how many artists are out there doing local gigs and whatnot? It's no different than being a fighter. I was a fighter at one point. The highlight of my fight career, I was on ESPN. It's hard to stand out. Maybe back in the day, like for my profession, it wasn't. But I got into it like 13 years ago. That's when UFC got big, and you know all these other I was going to say tournaments, all these other promotions it's you got to stand out. So that's no different than music. So I don't understand what the heck he's doing.
You quit a job without having another one. Are you crazy? Seriously. You don't know what you're doing?
Okay, what you say, Bob?
You're talking about right now.
Well, you better care because
What
you
I just-
have type
I was-
1 diabetes and you need insurance.
You.
What?
Look, I totally
My man's got diabetes and he quit a job and he ain't got no. Continuing.
understand the sentiment, because when you want to follow your dream and go out there and do it, you want to just say, forget everything else, just focus on your dream. What I tell you, brother, is give it some time, give it about 6 months to a year before you see anything. If you don't see any results at all, then go back and work your job, and then also work on that side hustle as well. But you have to make sure that you have a safety net behind you, whether it's a family, friends, or people who will support you on your
You be your own
journey to your
safety net.
dreams. So I really commend someone for actually going there and giving it a shot, because in life you only get one shot at this. But you gotta understand there's
Do not miss your chance to blow, because opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
The guy that's like 1 month ago.
What happened?
Said, hey, and he was kissing another girl.
I mean,
It was a month ago. What you expect? You ain't regular. Are you regular cheeks for him? Then you can't say anything. Are you not even? You can be regular cheeks. Are you exclusive? That is the thing. You went over to say hey, and he was kissing somebody else, and you feel some kind of way. How many other guys have you been with in that month? Okay then. That much aside, if you're not exclusive, you have no room to talk at all. Point blank, period. None. I just saw that guy and we had sex a month ago, and it was a month ago. How long have y'all even been communicating in that month since? I doubt it. And I think it's probably on her.
what's wrong with that? That's how dating works. That's the dating market nowadays. I mean, man.
Nah, I wish. You good, sis?
Yo, I love how she tried to play it off, man.
That's
She's like,
Erico
"Oh,
TV.
yeah,
I know those
yeah."
signs.
Man, oh man, bro. Whenever you're on camera, don't do that, man. Don't
Most definitely.
do that when you're on camera, because it could go really good or really bad, and then that'll be recorded forever.
Yep.
Narcissist. So I want the world to know the way you really are today, and maybe you can be accountable, and maybe you can be a better dad, and maybe you can do that you say you're going to do, because every single part of this year has been bullshit, and every single thing this man said would happen has not happened. I'm done with this shit. So since you care so much about the world, what the world thinks, and I know you're looking at all your tweets because your album dropped, look at this shit and maybe be accountable, because I know it's not just me that thinks that what you are doing and what you have done all year, and the girl too, it is wrong.
So this is Iggy Azalea talking about the whole Playboy Cardi situation, and the problem is that you can't really date someone with the life of a rapper. It's very hard because they have women going. It's very hard because.
What the hell did you think was going to happen? My man's got hella options. Yeah, you Iggy Azalea, but for one, I don't really like your music. I don't think you're really all that talented. And that much aside, like I said, he's got hella options. What makes you different than any other girl? As men keep saying, ladies, we don't care about your money. We don't. Especially if he's got hella money on his own. I want you to be a better father. Okay. What made you think he was going to be a good dad to begin with? Certain dudes have certain looks about them that let you know he's not going to be a good father. If you disagree, one, put that down in the comments. Two, you're lying. Dudes have a certain look about them that'll let you know he's not going to commit to anything, and if you have a child with him, he is not going to be a good father. I see it all the time.
Because they have women coming up to them every single day. They travel the world. They're never home. So it's hard to actually stay home and build a family and go out there and really build a real career, because you're out there literally every single day. And there's so much temptation every single day. It's hard to expect loyalty from someone who does. It's hard to expect loyalty from someone who's that young with that much money and that much clout and that much success. That's why before this happens, you should get married before you have a kid, because at least if you're married, if this stuff were to happen, at least there'd be some actual legal, at least it'd be a little harder. At least it'll be easier to have a good home for the kid and be a little harder to separate.
I'll get mad because now we're getting money, but I mean...
We're not getting mad.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we're not getting mad.
You're not?
No.
Then how come...
If anything, I want you to have money. Let's bring two incomes is better than one in a household.
But why do men have an issue with that?
Because y'all try to use that as
leverage,
a weapon in a relationship a lot of times. And
or do y'all use that as a weapon because you think, oh, we're getting money, so now we feel like we're ahead of you in the house, right?
No, that's what y'all think.
It's a natural thing.
But if you're securing yourself, then that shouldn't even, to me, that shouldn't exist.
It shouldn't exist, but it does, because the fact of the matter is, I know dealing with women, I play broke all day long. If you actually saw me in my day-to-day, I look like if I'm not working, if I'm working my regular blue-collar job, I look like I'm homeless. I got rips in my jeans and things like that. As opposed to me working my night job, I'm almost in a complete suit, because I represent that place, and I want you to feel like this is a classy, upscale place. And the first thing you see outside of whomever is on stage is me. So I represent that place. Now, I get different reactions, because if the people from my blue collar job see me on my night job, they're like, "Whoa, that's what you look like." The people on my night job see me on my blue collar, like ripped jeans and everything, how I'm actually comfortable. Dude, that's how you dress? And what I'm saying about that is, women will actually use money as a thing. The way I look like I'm broke. Most girls won't even give me the time of day. I look like I'm broke, and half the time look like I'm homeless. They wouldn't give me the time of day if I tried to holler at them. That's fine. You're not my type anyway. You're only good for one thing. Because apparently you're looking at my finances instead of me as a person. But say we're entering in a relationship, that woman, if she thinks she makes more than me, will actually start to look down on me. Because she feels as though she's not my equal, she's my better. And I need to get with someone that's at least my equal. And I'm pretty sure, I'll bet money that's what this man is about to say, because he's not the first one that said it. I'm not going to be the last one that says it. It's nuts, because women see, if you make more than her, she'll love you to death. Well, I can't say she'll love you to death, but she'll be a bit more submissive to things, and that's just how things are. If she makes as much as you, she might be combative. If she makes more, she'll start to look at you like you are less of a man.
Let's say you were making $150,000 a year, and we talk about this normal man. He makes $40,000 a year. He's great. Everything that you want him to be. He's handsome. He's smart. He's loving. He rubs your feet. He can cook. He does all these good things. If y'all get into an argument,
the first thing she's gonna bring up is money.
How much money he makes, and how you're carrying the load, and well, first off, you probably wouldn't. Most women not gonna date a man like that anyway if they're making that much more money.
Yeah. You damn right.
But if it was the reverse, a man doesn't care.
I mean, the guy's spitting facts, man. If you're out there, you're making $40,000 a year. It's hard to find someone who makes a lot of money to overlook that. There's not that many stay-at-home dads out there, and the reason why is because it's not really a thing that's really accepted, and a lot of men won't have the chance to become a stay-at-home.
I was a stay-at-home father for about 2 years, but the fact of the matter is, even after I was a stay-at-home father, actually I was a stay-at-home father about 4 years, but I had a lot of money saved up prior to my second wife and I getting together, and then I saved up money. Like I never let her know how much I had, but the bills were always paid. She never questioned me about that. So fellas, don't let her know how much you make. If she wants to know about your finances, Redirect the conversation. She doesn't need to know because she's gauging you. Men don't ask women about this because we don't care. Women care.
Dad, because a lot of women don't want to deal with that.
Also, have you also not had? I've had where I may have been looking to somebody that wasn't really necessarily my type, but then your personality kind of won me over. But then every argument, you're ugly, and then it's like, do you know what I mean? Then you realize, then you start to.
Red flags to me: 1, the nails; 2, the hair, the lash. All that shit is a red flag to me. You want to be high maintenance. On top of that, like, I don't do women with the nails like that. That's a big red flag. For a lot of reasons. I've seen women put their nails in front of their kids. And I know I'm not joking. They'll make sure their nails and everything are done before the kids are taken care of. And it also says something about the vanity that you have in your appearance. Get some nail polish. That shit still exists. Polish your nails. That's what I'm looking for.
So that's just messed up. She probably just got with him to have some weird power dynamic, because when you think about it, it doesn't make any sense. If you really think that person's unattractive, you think that's ugly, that's pretty evil, man, that you're going to go out there and keep.
I don't disagree with that. The thing about that is, if the first thing you say is, oh, I'm ugly, the first thing I'm going to say is, but I still smash though. And you can't get around that. There is no rebuttal. There is no comeback. Oh, but I still smashed. No matter what, there is nothing more powerful than you look that chick straight in the eye and say, I still smashed though. And she can't say anything to that. You're ugly. I still clap them cheeks multiple times.
Hitting and keep hitting their insecurities over and over again. Man, you deserve to be alone.
That is not a flat out.
That's a flat out lie.
No.
How old are you?
No.
How old are you?
45.
You're 45
Yes.
and you're in the club, man.
Yes.
With no man.
Oh, how you know I got no man?
You just
You here?
I got several men.
A man, your boyfriend, your husband.
Why I gotta have them here?
Baby, show me your hands.
No. 1, if you're 45 and you're still in the clubs, something is deeply wrong with you. 2, why I gotta have them here? What self-respecting man is going to let you go at 45 and in the club by yourself? What you looking to do? It's 20-some-odd-year-olds, maybe 30-some-odd-year-olds in the club. You 45? Sweetheart, you hit the wall already. You hit the wall and you are refusing to accept that.
Like this. Put out your hands like this. Where's the ring at?
Such a beautiful tree. I used to climb this tree as a kid.
Oh my god, it looks so good right now.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you really don't.
Yeah, I do.
I would have went home with you a lot earlier if you did. Look at this fucking tree.
Got her! Hey, look, sometimes it be like that. Sometimes you gotta humble them like that, because a female's ego is like 10 times the size of her body. I think I stated that in the beginning of this video. If not, I know I stated it in a previous video. You know how many people are walking around like 5s, 6s, maybe 7s, and they all saying they 10s? Like, the point of female ego and their inflation is horrendous. When he flat out said, nah, because if you look as good as you thought you did, I'd have went home with you earlier. You just like the chick I went home at the end of the night because you were what's left. And chances are, he still smashed. But as you can see, by the time I'm there, that's 8 minutes and 14 seconds of 8 minutes and 14 seconds. So we've reached the end of this video. If you're new to the channel and you like what I was putting down, hit the like, subscribe button, hit the notification button and the bell. What that does is that lets me know you're picking up what I'm putting down, and it helps the YouTube algorithm push the content out that we're making so that other audiences can see what we're doing and I can entertain more people. But in the meantime, between time, I'll put these peace signs. I'll catch you in the next one.